Ever get that like weird feeling when you hear a song for the first time, but it feels like you've known it forever?
Ah, yeah. You mean like it's pulling at those nostalgia strings, even though it's brand new.
Exactly. We're diving into that today. Like, why does music have this power over us?
Well, it really makes you think about memory, doesn't it? Like what's really going on in our brains.
Totally. Our jumping off point is this article where the author had this happen with a bunch of songs. Like they mentioned, I'm Not a Girl, but Not Yet a Woman.
Oh, wow. Britney Spears. Classic.
Right. And Let Me Love You and Too Little Too Late. But get this, the author heard these as an adult and they felt like childhood favorites they'd just forgotten.
Huh. Interesting. And they were trying to figure out why.
Exactly. So let's break it down. The author uses this term, retroactive nostalgia. Basically, they suggest our brains are constantly looking for patterns. And when a new song if it fits the style of, say, our teenage years.
Boom. The brain's like, I know this. This is home.
Yeah.
Even if we've never heard the song before.
Yeah, like it's filling in the blanks. The author gave the example of Dilemma, that Nelly and Kelly Rowland song.
Oh, man. Takes you right back, doesn't it?
For them, straight to the mid-2000s. So I'm curious, for anyone listening, what song does that for you?
I think it's less about the actual song and more about the overall sound, the instruments, the production, like sonic time capsules.
Which brings up a good point from the author. They said this doesn't really happen with like TV shows or movies made today. Why might music be different? Is it like more directly linked to our emotion?
You know, I think you might be onto something. Music has this way of bypassing our logical brain and going straight for the feels. Maybe because it's more abstract than, say, a visual scene. It lets us project our own memories and feelings onto it.
Makes sense. Okay, but there's this other example the author brings up, The Legend of Korra. This one's tricky because they didn't watch it as a kid, but it still gave them major nostalgia vibes.
So how does that fit into this whole thing?
Right. Well, the key is Korra is a sequel to Avatar, The Last Airbender, which was a huge part of their childhood.
Oh, I see. So even though Korra was new, it had all these connections to something already deeply nostalgic. It's like borrowing those good vibes, right?
Exactly. It's not just about when we first encountered something, but also how strongly it resonates with a certain time or feeling.
Like it's messing with our sense of time. Our brains are powerful, but also kind of tricky that way.
For sure. And that's what I want to leave you with today. Think about something you've seen or heard lately that unexpectedly gave you that nostalgic feeling. What was it about it? Maybe the music, the visuals, the story. And what does that tell you about how your brain works? It's really fascinating stuff. And thanks for joining us for this deep dive.